Good morning. I'm Allison Hahn, Program Manager for Nuclear Science User Facilities. I'm going to give an overview of the NSUF program today. Following this presentation is a discussion on the NSUF work scopes. NSUF was founded in 2007 as a way to provide the nuclear community access to facilities that are currently out of reach of the community, including the Advanced Test Reactor and the Materials and Fuels Complex out at INL. Two mechanisms to access NSUF facilities. The first is the Consolidated Innovative Nuclear Research Solicitation. What we're here for today, this is issued once a year. These are our large projects, neutron irradiations, post-radiation examinations, beamline awards, looking anywhere from 1 year up to 7 years, 500,000 up to 400,000 are the metrics for those awards. In addition to that is the rapid turnaround experiments. This call is issued 3 times per year. These awards are the more typical user facility awards. We ask that all projects be completed within 9 months of the award date, and they're typically around 500,000. 50,000, sorry about that. I wanted to make a point on this slide here. There are some changes to the CINR solicitation this year. The NSUF work scope within the CINR is open to universities, national labs, and industries, including small businesses. There are changes in the other work scopes that have been made this year, but I wanted to point that out. And then rapid turnaround experiments are still open to all as well. So the NSUF program recognized pretty early on that the needs of the INL, the needs of the community outmatched INL. So in 2008, the NSUF program welcomed MIT as its first partner and has since incorporated a number of other partners into the NSUF consortium. Today there are 11 universities in addition to the 4 universities that are part of CAES, 7 national laboratories, and 1 industry. In 2017, we were able to invite 7 new partner facilities, which we are very excited about to be able to get that done in time to include them in the FY18 solicitation. And NSUF is very happy to invite them into the NSUF family. To kind of give an overview of what some of the capabilities are at each of these institutions, we have a graphic here. For specific information on all of the facilities, I would like to point everyone to the NEID, the Nuclear Energy Infrastructure Database located at the NSUF website. But as an overview here, we have the neutron irradiations, we have the ATR and HIFER at INL and Oak Ridge, MIT reactor and Pulsar reactor at MIT, NC State, and the Ohio State reactor. We have ion irradiations. We have a number of facilities that offer ion irradiations. Some of those, the Michigan Ion Beam Laboratory and the ion or IVEM at Argonne National Laboratory. Gamma irradiations, we offer the ATR canal and HIFER canal in addition to the Sandia Gamma Irradiation Facility. Hot cells and shielded cells, we have HFEF and the ISCC test rigs out at INL, the Irradiated Fuels Examination Lab at Oak Ridge, and the Materials Center of Excellence at Westinghouse. For the beamlines, we have IIT provides access to the MR-CAT line at APS. Brookhaven has offered the powder X-ray diffraction beamline at the NSLS-2 facility, and then the Lance facility at Los Alamos National Laboratory. NSUF also offers high-performance computing at INL. That's the Falcon machine. We also offer expertise to the Moose, Bison, Marmot suite of codes as well. In addition to those categories on the previous slide, NSUF also offers high rad and low radiation level instrumentation. Some of those capabilities are listed on this slide. These are mainly located at our national laboratories. In addition to the high rad, here's the low rad facilities as well. Some of the facilities logos here on the pages, they're also capabilities located at some of our other partner institutions as well. I encourage you to check out the NEID to get specifics on each of these instruments and the level of radiation that is allowed on those. The NSUF portfolio looks to span the breadth of nuclear energy R&D, looking at both near-term and long-term technology development goals. Some examples of that R&D is listed on this slide. We do fuels R&D, including TRISO and accident-tolerant fuel. We look at structural materials, including austenitic, ferritic martensitics, zircaloy, alloys for advanced reactor systems, sensors for online monitoring, materials developed by advanced manufacturing techniques, and then also nuclear data that supports our modeling and simulation programs. The Nuclear Fuels and Materials Library. The NSUF program recognized a few years ago that there were a number of samples located across the complex from previous irradiation campaigns that weren't necessarily being utilized. So they undertook this large effort to go through, take inventory, catalog, get the pedigree of all of these samples, and provide them on an online searchable database for the community to actually go through and see what it is available. Most of these materials are neutron irradiation, but we do have a limited number of ion irradiation samples. The NSUF also looks to increase the sample size for this library through dedicated sample experiments that go through and irradiate identified materials to increase that inventory. They're also looking every day at outside sources to see what other samples are available to bring into the library that would be provided to the NSUF community as well. This website is available at the NSUF, database is available at the NSUF website, nsuf.inl.gov. You can see a list of samples here located at the bottom. I encourage you to take a look at that as well. So I mentioned the NEID earlier. This is not just another database. It's a living tool that the NSUF program constantly maintains. Again, they were able to look at the NE complex and see what capabilities are available to the NE researchers. They took this information, they put it in the NEID, available to the community, also on the NSUF website. The direct link is also on this page, but you can access it through the NSUF website itself. The purpose of this was to go through and see what capabilities are available for the community. So the community can go in, you can see what's available by you, you can get specifics on instrumentation and capabilities that you wouldn't necessarily know exist. NE ourselves look at this database to see what's currently out there and reference it for the infrastructure database, which there was a presentation on previous to this. So this is a very useful tool that NE is very proud of, and we again encourage you to go look at this resource because it is a significant resource and it is a living database that's constantly updated and maintained and verified. So that is a tool that should be very useful to the community. Lastly, some statistics on some of the awards. NSUF was fully integrated here. You can see by FY18 here. And just looking at this graph, you can see that there has been a steady increase from the community. But in addition to that, NSUF has been able to increase the amount of funding available for new awards. Located at the bottom there, it goes 4 million in 15, 10 in 16, and 11 in 17. That's just the award funding for CI&R awards, these large awards. That's in addition to those numbers are also the rapid turnaround awards that we've awarded throughout the years, and you can see that has increased significantly as well. So we are very proud of this trend from the community and this interest, and we are committed to seeing these new awards made yearly. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, I can take those.
If you have any questions for Allison, please put those into the question box, go to webinar application, and we will have those answered. We'll stay on the line for 2 or 3 more minutes to see if any questions come. Allison, can you clarify which work scopes industry can lead in?
So for NSUF, work scopes industry can lead. Within the CI&R, there's the NEUP, NEAT, and then NSUF. Within NSUF, industry can lead those work scopes, except for the NEAMS work scope, which, correct me if I'm wrong.
I think the NSUF 1 work scopes are not available for industry. Those are. We'll get a clarification on that question then. Can National Lab postdocs apply for the CI&R at their own lab? The answer to that question is yes. They can if the national laboratory does allow for that to happen. So the rules at each national laboratory are what dictate whether or not a postdoc can actually apply for an award. Allison, what is the deadline for the rapid turnaround proposals?
The next call is currently open. I believe the next call closes at the end of September. Those are 3 times a year, so every 3 to 4 months, those are awarded.
Does the CI&R only accept neutron irradiation-related experiments?
No.
Is there an area of focus for any given proposal?
You will see in the next presentation specific work scopes that are called out for NSUF 1 and NSUF 2, which is our access-only portion, and we've identified some specific areas.
Can Department of Defense laboratory employees apply as lead PIs?
I believe so. I would need clarification.
We'll need to get clarification on that. I know that the Department of Energy labs are included in that mix, but I'm not sure outside of that from a federal laboratory standpoint who is eligible and who is not. So
those awards are reviewed for any relevancy, though. So I'm not sure on DoD labs leading, but it does need to be relevant to the NE mission.
okay, on that Department of Defense question, we will get some clarification and provide a response there.